Today, we're diving into something genuinely revolutionary. It's really changing how we think about video creation.
It really is.
Our mission, unpack Google VEO3, understand its pretty groundbreaking capabilities,
Yeah.
and see how it might impact everything. Filmmaking, marketing, education, you name it.
Yeah, the ripples could be huge.
You've given us a fantastic set of sources from this ebook, Google VEO3,
Yeah.
Revolutionizing AI Video Generation. And yeah, we're ready to distill it all, give you that shortcut to being well-informed.
Let's do it.
So let's jump right in. What exactly is Google VEO3? Why is everyone talking about it?
Okay. Well, at its core, VEO3 is a state-of-the-art generative AI model developed by Google DeepMind, first shown at Google I/O 2025.
Right.
Its main job, creating high-quality cinematic videos from, simple text prompts or even an image.
Okay, text to video, we've heard of that.
Exactly. But here's the real game changer, the thing that sets it apart. It's not just visuals.
Ah,
Unlike the earlier models that, only did the pictures, VEO3 integrates visuals, motion, and synchronized audio.
audio too.
Yep. Dialogue, sound effects, music, everything. All generated from one single prompt.
Wow.
Which basically just wipes out a whole chunk of traditional post-production work, right? It lets creators think video with sound right from the very first prompt. That's a pretty radical shift in how you'd approach things.
Wow. Okay, so it's not just making a silent movie you have to score later. It's the whole experience, sound and all, from one input.
Yeah, that sounds like it completely redefines the creative starting point.
It really does.
So what are some of the standout features? What makes that integration so powerful?
Absolutely. Well, first off, the cinematic visuals really stand out. VEO3 generates high-res video, currently up to 720p at 24 frames per second.
And they're planning 4K support. It's really good at rendering realistic physics, like flowing water, leaves rustling, plus dynamic lighting, textures. It looks good. Then there's that native audio generation we mentioned. It produces synchronized audio, dialogue, ambient sounds, footsteps, wind, whatever, and background music that actually fits the mood of the video.
So no more hunting for stock sound effects or trying to find the perfect music track.
Exactly. That's massive for efficiency. You just don't need separate audio editing in the same way.
Huge. What else? What else does it bring to the table?
Right. Next, it's advanced prompt adherence. It's pretty remarkable. It understands complex, almost script-like prompts, meaning you can specify really detailed stuff, camera angles like overhead shot, specific lighting like golden hour glow, even character emotions, melancholy expression, and, complex narrative bits.
Okay, so really fine-grained control.
Yeah. And crucially for storytelling, character consistency. There are tools like Google Flow's character library that let you keep characters looking the same across different scenes, even across different videos.
That's essential if you're telling a story.
Absolutely. And finally, it's deep integration with the Google ecosystem. That makes it super accessible through platforms people might already use, Google Flow, the Gemini app, Canva's video tools, even Vertex AI for developers.
That integration sounds incredibly useful, very user-friendly. Now, the big question for a lot of folks is always accessibility and cost. How's it being rolled out? What's the price tag look like?
Good question. Right now, August 2025, it's mostly available in the US. There's a limited rollout happening in the UK and Canada too.
Okay.
But yeah, broader availability is definitely planned. As for pricing, there are a few tiers. You've got the Google AI Ultra plan. That gives you the Workflow, Gemini, all that for about $250 a month.
Great.
It is. But for more general access, Google One's AI Pro plan is $20 a month, or their Ultra plans. Those get you VEO3 access through the Gemini app.
More manageable.
Right. And for marketers or small businesses, Canva Pro, Teams, or Enterprise plans give you limited access. Currently, it's like 5 generations per month.
Okay, a taste.
Yeah. And for developers who want to build custom stuff, the Vertex AI API is priced around 75 cents per second of generated video, including the audio.
Per second, okay.
And it's worth mentioning schools, students, they might get discounts or even free access through Google's AI education programs. There are free trials running until 2026 in some places too.
So for individuals or maybe small businesses, it seems like there are some reasonably accessible ways in. When you step back, look at all this. What's the single biggest impact of VEO3 that jumps out at you?
For me, it's the sheer democratization of video production. That's the core of it.
How so?
It just dramatically lowers the barriers. The time, the cost, the technical skill you used to need for high-quality video, it slashes right through that. Think about it. independent creators. They can now make stuff that looks professional without needing super expensive gear. Businesses can whip up marketing campaigns or prototype ideas way faster.
Yeah, I can see that.
So that seamless mix of visuals and audio, backed by Google's AI power, it really makes VO3 a game changer. It empowers you, the listener, whether you're a pro or just starting out, to tell stories, educate, engage audiences in ways that just weren't feasible before.
That's a powerful idea, democratizing video. It sounds almost like magic, but how does it actually work? Let's peel back the layers a bit. What's the engineering behind VO3?
Yeah, it definitely feels like magic sometimes, but it's all very clever engineering. At its heart, you've got several key pieces working together. First, for the visuals, there are diffusion models.
Diffusion, okay. How do they work?
Think of them like a sculpture starting with a random block of digital noise, just static.
Okay.
And they meticulously refine that noise step by step, layer by layer, until a detailed, dynamic video frame emerges. These models are trained on absolutely massive data sets of images and videos.
So they learn what video looks like.
Exactly. They learn to turn that noise into coherent frames, ensuring smooth motion, detailed textures, realistic lighting. So if you prompt a bustling city street at dusk, it knows how to make realistic crowds move, how streetlights should glow, where shadows fall.
That sculptor analogy really helps visualize it.
Okay.
Okay, that's the visuals. What about the sound?
Right. For the audio, there's a dedicated audio generation system. This model creates everything: dialogue, ambient sounds like, footsteps, wind, car horns, and even background music.
Wow.
It uses natural language processing and audio synthesis tech to make sounds that actually match the visuals. It even does lip syncing for dialogue.
Lip syncing too. How good is it?
It supports it, yeah. Though the source material does mention it can be a bit inconsistent, especially in really complex scenes. Sometimes looks a bit like old dubbed movies.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Then there's the timing coordination system. This bit is critical. It's like the conductor of an orchestra. It synchronizes the visuals, the motion, and the audio, so it all flows together seamlessly. It makes sure that, say, a door slams at the exact moment you see it slam, or that the music's pace matches the video's action. It also helps keep characters looking consistent through the whole clip.
Got it. The glue holding it all together.
Precisely. And finally, the prompt processing with Gemini integration. This is where it gets really smart about understanding you.
How so?
VEO3 uses Google's Gemini models to interpret what you type with remarkable accuracy. This lets you give it really detailed strips-like instructions. You can really specify things.
It's that samurai example.
Exactly like that. A samurai walks through a misty forest at dawn with soft flute music and rustling leaves, filmed in a cinematic style with a low-angle shot. It can parse all of that.
So it's not just generating stuff randomly, it's really trying to follow your creative direction. How does this actually look in practice? What's the workflow for someone wanting to make a video?
For you, the user, it's actually pretty streamlined. You start with your text prompt, describe everything the scene, characters, actions, style, audio needs.
Right.
So you might type, medium shot of a young fashion designer sketching in a cozy studio, soft jazz music playing, pencil scratching sounds, something like that.
Okay.
And as of now, August 2025, there's also a preview feature where you can upload an image. That helps guide the visual style or the character's look, really helps with consistency.
Ah, image to video is coming too.
It's in preview, yeah. Then the generation process kicks off. VEO3's models make the frames, make the audio, and that timing system syncs it all up.
How long does that take?
Usually gives you an 8-second clip, 720p, 16.9 aspect ratio, 24 frames per second. That's the typical output right now.
Just 8 seconds. How do you make anything longer?
Good point. You have to sequence multiple clips together. Tools like Google Flow have a scene builder specifically for that.
Okay, so stringing beats together.
Kind of, yeah. And for refining things, Flow offers that scene builder in the character library. Or you can pull the VO clips into Canva, add text overlays, branding, that sort of thing.
It sounds like the more specific you are upfront in that prompt, the better the result and maybe the less editing you need later.
Absolutely. It's all about the prompt, seriously.
But what's the secret sauce? How do you write a prompt that actually gets you the cinematic video you're picturing?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? A well-crafted prompt. It's basically your director's script. Clear, unambiguous instructions for visuals, motion, audio, everything.
Right.
And unlike some text AIs, VEO3 genuinely thrives on detail. If you give it a vague prompt, you'll probably get a frustratingly vague, maybe misaligned output.
Wasted credits, wasted time.
Exactly. Detailed prompts get you cohesive, cinematic results, saves you a ton of time in the long run.
Okay, so detail is king. Can you walk us through some best practices? How do we get specific?
Sure, first, be specific and descriptive. Don't hold back. Include details on the subject, the setting, the actions, the visual style, camera angles, close-up, wide shot lighting, golden hour sunlight, even emotions excited, wistful.
Give me an example.
Okay, how about a medium shot of an elderly sailor with a gray beard standing on a sunny dock, gesturing toward the sea with a wistful smile, in a realistic style with bright, natural lighting. See, lots of specifics.
Yeah, I can picture that. What about the audio?
Second, specify audio explicitly. Describe the dialogue. You can even use a speaker tag, like a knight says, "We must protect the kingdom,"
Oh,
and
God.
specify the sounds with the sound of clanking armor and a dramatic orchestral score. Include ambient sounds, music types, whatever you need.
That direct audio scripting sounds incredibly useful. What about things you don't want in the video?
Good question. Third, avoid unwanted subtitles. This is a weird quirk. Sometimes, because of the training data, subtitles might just appear.
Even if you didn't ask for them.
Yeah. So be explicit. Add no subtitles or no subtitles right in your prompt, just to be safe.
Got it. Pro tip.
Fourth, leverage Gemini for refinement. If you're staring at a blank prompt box, feeling stuck, use the Gemini app. Ask it to turn a vague idea, like a cool fantasy battle, into a detailed VO3 prompt for you.
Oh, use AI to prompt AI. Nice.
Yeah. Fifth, test and iterate. Outputs aren't always identical, even with the same prompt. So, experiment. Tweak adjectives, rephrase actions slightly, see what works.
Makes sense.
Sixth, use style modifiers. Tell the visual style you want. Realistic, cartoonish, film noir, maybe vintage 8mm film.
Okay.
And finally, keep prompts concise but complete. You're aiming for maybe 20 to 50 words, cover the who, what, where, how, and definitely the audio.
It sounds like mastering prompting is almost an art form in itself here. Could you give us maybe one or two more concrete examples just to really nail down that level of detail?
Sure thing. Let's try a narrative scene. A low-angle shot of a wise old owl perched on a moonlit forest path, with a nervous badger pacing nearby. The owl's feathers ruffle in the wind. Audio. Soft wind rustling, wings flapping, and a light orchestral score with woodwinds. Realistic style with soft moonlight and detailed textures. No subtitles.
Okay, yeah, that's specific. I can see the owl, hear the wind. What about something different, like a social media ad?
Right. How about a selfie-style video of a travel blogger in a vibrant Tokyo street market, wearing a denim jacket, pointing excitedly at colorful food stalls, audio, bustling market chatter, street music, and the blogger says, "This is incredible," in an upbeat tone. Cinematic style, no subtitles.
Perfect. Those examples really paint a clear picture. But even with brilliant prompts, I bet users still run into issues sometimes, right? What are the common roadblocks and how do you get around them?
Oh yeah, definitely. Even the best tools have their quirks. Sometimes VO3 is a bit like a very talented but slightly headstrong apprentice, you know?
How so?
Well, you might ask for a simple overhead shot, but it gives you this dramatic, sweeping, cinematic angle instead because it thinks that looks cooler, even if it's not what you actually asked for.
Right. It has opinions.
It kind of does. So for misinterpreted camera angles, you might need to really emphasize it, like strictly overhead shot. For inconsistent lip syncing, especially with lots of dialogue where it can look a bit like a badly dubbed movie,
Yeah, you mentioned that.
maybe simplify the dialogue in the prompt. Or focus more on actions where the character isn't speaking. And if unwanted elements pop up in the scene, just refine the prompt. Be explicit about excluding them, like only one person in the scene.
Okay, so nudge it firmly back in the right direction.
Exactly. And some advanced tips. Remember to use Google Flow's character library if you need the same character again and again. Sequence those clips for longer videos. Try combining prompts with image inputs for specific visual styles. And don't forget to prompt for distinct emotions to add depth.
So VO3 definitely has its creative ideas sometimes, but it sounds like with a bit of finessing, you can guide it. Let's shift gears now from the how-to to the real-world impact. Where is VO3 actually, making a splash right now?
Oh, it's already popping up in some really diverse industries. Take filmmaking. It's proving pretty revolutionary for things like storyboarding and pre-visualization.
How's that?
Well, director Donald Glover, for instance, apparently used VO3 and cut his storyboarding time by something like 78%, just generating scenes quickly, like a wide shot of a futuristic city skyline at twilight, flying cars, neon lights, cyberpunk style. Boom.
Wow, 78%. That's huge.
It is. And independent filmmaker Junie Lau actually actually made a 5-minute short film, Dear Stranger, just by sequencing a bunch of these 8-second clips. Used the character library to keep the actors consistent.
A whole short film.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah. And it opens doors for more experimental stuff, too, you know?
Mhm.
Surreal visuals, abstract ideas, without needing tons of expensive gear.
That's a massive shift, especially for pre-production. What about the fast-paced world of marketing? How's it being used there?
In marketing, it's a huge boost for social media ads. There's this firm, Mintro. They apparently created a viral TikTok ad in under an hour.
Amount.
Yeah, with a prompt like 5 coworkers in a cramped elevator laughing nervously. It's also perfect for those faceless YouTube or TikTok channels. Creators use it for animated mascots or just quick, stock-like visuals without showing themselves.
Right, avoids needing actors or complex animation.
Exactly. And even small local businesses are using it. A local bakery made a 16-second Instagram reel of their fresh croissants, boosted their online presence without needing a videographer. Great for personalized campaigns on a budget.
I love that bakery example. What about education?
Oh, education is fascinating. VEO3 is being used to visualize complex concepts in really powerful ways. Imagine history students recreating gladiator arenas visually, or biology teachers animating cell division right before your eyes. It's even being used to teach prompt engineering itself. High school classes using Gemini to help students refine their VEO3 prompts, teaching critical thinking.
That's brilliant, turning abstract ideas into something tangible, engaging. I can see how that transforms learning. Any other big areas? Gaming, business.
Definitely. In gaming, an indie studio called Volley used VEO3 through Vertex AI. They produced cinematic cutscenes for their RPG, Wit's End, in just days. Usually that takes weeks.
Huge speed increase.
Massive. And it's great for prototyping characters or environments, too. Quickly generate visuals like a steampunk robot walking through a foggy industrial city. Helps nail the look early on.
Okay, and business in general.
For business, that rapid prototyping aspect is key. Kraft Heinz apparently prototyped marketing campaigns in 8 hours instead of 8 weeks.
Hours versus weeks.
Yeah, and it's being used for corporate training videos, product demos. Animation studio Leica, famous for stop motion, used it to cut their character design cycles from 12 weeks down to just 3 days.
That's transformative. If we connect all this back to that bigger picture, it really does show how VEO3 is enabling both pros and, hobbyists to make really polished, professional-looking stuff.
Absolutely.
So how can users really maximize the value they get from a tool like this?
Good question. I'd say definitely start small. Don't try to make a feature film on day one. Play with shorter clips, learn its quirks, iterate.
Makes sense.
Leverage the platform integrations. Use Canva if you're focused on social media content. Use Vertex AI if you're building custom apps. Play to their strengths.
Right.
And most importantly, iterate. Experiment with different prompts, see what works, what doesn't, and don't be afraid to combine VEO3 output with your traditional editing tools like Adobe Premiere or Final Cut for that final polish.
So it's a new tool in the toolkit, not necessarily replacing everything else.
Exactly. It's a powerful new brush, but you still need the canvas and the other colors.
Excellent advice. Start small, scale up, integrate.
Yeah.
Now, let's be realistic. No tool is perfect. We need to talk limitations. What are VEO3's current shortcomings? What should users be aware of?
That's crucial, yeah. It's incredibly powerful, but it definitely has technical limitations right now. That video length is a big one, still limited to 8 seconds at 720p.
Right, the sequencing thing.
Exactly. Longer videos mean stringing clips together, which takes time and effort, even with tools like Scene Builder. And as we discussed, prompt accuracy isn't always perfect. It might misunderstand complex spatial stuff, like that overhead shot, often going for what it thinks looks more cinematic.
The opinionated apprentice again.
Yeah. And despite the progress, that lip syncing can still be a bit janky, especially in scenes with a lot of dialogue, can look like those old dubbed movies. You might also get those unwanted subtitles popping up sometimes, even if you didn't ask for them, so you might need to edit those out later. And while it's fast, generating an 8-second clip still takes, 10 to 30 seconds. It adds up if you're doing a lot.
So patience and a decent post-production workflow are still definitely needed. What about broader issues like access or cost?
Yeah, on the accessibility and cost front, there are hurdles. Global availability is still limited, mostly US, some UK, Canada access. Broader rollout is planned, but it's not everywhere yet.
And the cost.
The premium plans, like that $250 Ultra plan, can be pretty steep for casual users or small creators. And it is tied to specific Google platforms, right? So you might
Yeah.
need multiple subscriptions or have to adapt your workflow depending on which platform you choose.
Okay, that's a good reality check on the current state. Given these limitations, though, how can someone actually get started? What's the practical path?
Right. The good news is getting started is fairly straightforward if you pick the right entry point for what you need. Step one, choose your platform. Think about your goal. Google Flow, that's probably best for pro projects, narrative stuff. The Gemini app, great for quick, casual video generation. Canva, perfect for marketers, small businesses already using it. And Vertex AI, that's for developers wanting to build custom applications on top of VEO.
Got it. Choose your weapon.
Exactly. Step two, sign up and access. You'll need to subscribe to one of those compatible plans. We mentioned Google AI Ultra, Google One AI Pro, Canva Pro, or get set up with Google Cloud for Vertex AI. And always check if you qualify for educational discounts.
Good reminder. And once you're logged in, it's back to the prompt, right?
It always comes back to the prompt. Step three, craft your first prompt. Start simple, but be detailed. Remember those best practices. Don't be afraid to use Gemini to help brainstorm or refine your ideas. Test variations.
Right.
Step four, generate and refine. Hit generate, wait those 10-30 seconds, look at what comes out. Does it match your vision? Then refine it. Either tweak the prompt and generate again, or take it into post-production using Flow, Canva, or whatever editor you like.
Right. It's an iterative process.
Totally. Step five, edit and share. Add those finishing touches, maybe some text, filters, transitions if you're sequencing clips. Export it, share it. And importantly, remember to disclose that it's AI generated. Transparency is key.
Good point on disclosure. Any final tips for success?
Yeah, just reiterate. Start with short clips, really learn the tool, leverage the strengths of whichever platform you chose, save your successful prompts, build a library, experiment with different visual styles, and just be mindful of any generation limits or costs associated with your plan. Keep an eye on that.
And resources. Where can people learn more?
Oh, plenty of places. Google Flow has documentation, Vertex AI has guides, Canva has tutorials specifically for their AI features,
Yeah.
and there are online communities like gotoprompt.ai where people share tips and prompts. Lots to explore.
Okay, that's super helpful practical advice. What's really exciting now, though, is looking ahead. What's next for VEO3? Google must have big plans.
Oh, absolutely. They're not standing still. They're working on the full release of that image-to-video capability. That's expected by late 2025. Should allow much more precise control over visual style and characters using reference images.
That'll be big for consistency.
Huge. And 4K resolution support is slated for early 2026. That really opens the door for high-end professional applications. Think broadcast, film.
Wow. What about the length limit?
They're working on extended video length, too. Getting beyond that 8-second constraint, that'll make telling longer stories much simpler, less stitching clips together.
Thank goodness.
Right. Also, multilingual prompt support, expanding beyond English to Spanish, Mandarin, Hindi, Arabic, making it truly global.
Accessibility improvements.
Exactly. And improved prompt accuracy, getting better at understanding those complex prompts, especially spatial arrangements and subtle actions. Plus, wider global availability, rolling out to more countries by mid-2026, and potentially maybe more affordable pricing tiers down the line, maybe freemium models. We'll see.
That's a lot of planned upgrades.
Yeah.
If we connect that to the bigger picture, these advancements are going to have a massive impact on creative industries, aren't they? What does that future look like?
It looks transformative, honestly. We'll likely see even more democratization of filmmaking, more independent voices, more diverse stories being told because the barrier to entry is just so much lower.
Right.
It's going to continue to revolutionize marketing. Imagine small businesses creating slick, effective video ads incredibly quickly and cheaply.
Game changer for them.
Totally. Education will be transformed. Custom animations explaining anything, accessible globally. Gaming will advance Think Dynamic, maybe even personalized cutscenes, much faster prototyping.
And creativity itself.
We'll see whole new creative paradigms emerge, hybrid workflows where human artists collaborate with AI like VEO3. It really pushes us towards AI augmenting human creativity, not just replacing it.
Augmenting, not replacing. That's a key distinction.
I think so. It could lead to things like collaborative storytelling platforms, maybe real-time video editing assisted by AI, even fully AI-driven VR experiences someday.
Mind-blowing potential. So how should people listening prepare for this future?
My advice: experiment early. Don't wait. Get your hands dirty with these tools now. Join online communities. Learn from others who are exploring the space. Advocate for responsible AI use, be part of that conversation, and start thinking about how you can integrate tools like VO3 into your existing creative workflows.
Fantastic advice. What an incredible deep dive into Google VO3. Seriously, from understanding the nuts and bolts to seeing the real-world impact and peering into the future, it's just crystal clear this technology is a massive game changer for anyone wanting to bring stories to life visually.
It truly is. It really challenges our old ideas about video production, doesn't it? And just opens up so many new creative pathways, gives that power to many more people.
Absolutely. So, thinking about that, what does this all mean for you listening right now? As tools like VO3 get even better, even more accessible, how might your own definition of creative work start to shift? And what totally new kinds of artistry might bubble up when those technical hurdles are just significantly lower? Something to think about.
Definitely food for thought.
We really hope this deep dive has given you that valuable shortcut to being well-informed about Google VO3. Keep experimenting, keep creating, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.